Before the internet, before smartphones, before even newspapers as we know them, there was a moment in history when information went from scarce and precious to abundant and accessible. That moment came from the workshop of one man in 1440s Germany. His name was Johannes Gutenberg, and his invention didn't just change printing, it rewired civilization itself. Today, we're exploring how the printing press became humanity's first information revolution and why it mattered more than almost any other invention in history. Before Gutenberg, books were handwritten by scribes, a process so labor-intensive that a single Bible could take years to complete and cost the equivalent of a house. Knowledge was bottlenecked by human hands and monastic patience. The Catholic Church and wealthy nobility controlled the flow of information, keeping the general population dependent on what authorities chose to tell them. A printed page took minutes, a manuscript took months. Gutenberg's breakthrough wasn't entirely original. Movable type had existed in China and Korea for centuries. But he did something they hadn't. He combined movable metal type with the oil-based ink and mechanical press already used in Europe for textiles and winemaking. This hybrid technology was the key. He engineered individual letters that could be arranged, inked, and pressed onto paper repeatedly without wearing down. It was mass production applied to words. Around 1440, Gutenberg began experimenting in Mainz, Germany. His first major project was the Gutenberg Bible, a 42-line Latin Bible printed around 1455. Only 49 copies survive today, and each is considered priceless. But here's what's remarkable. He made roughly 180 copies in just a few years. That same Bible handwritten would have taken multiple scribes a decade. The economics of knowledge had shifted overnight. The speed of adoption was explosive. Within 50 years of Gutenberg's invention, printing presses had spread to Italy, France, England, and Spain. By 1500, just 45 years later, an estimated 20 million books had been printed in Europe. That's more books than had been hand-copied in the previous 1,000 years. The technology didn't just improve gradually, it cascaded like a wildfire through European culture. Now here's where it gets revolutionary. Printed books meant standardization. When scribes copied texts, errors crept in. Each manuscript was slightly different. Printing meant identical copies and identical errors, yes, but also identical corrections. For the first time in history, scholars across Europe could reference the exact same text on the exact same page. This enabled scientific progress in a way that had been impossible before. You cannot build on previous knowledge if everyone's reading a slightly different version of it. The printing press democratized information. Books became cheaper, still not cheap by today's standards, but eventually affordable to merchants, doctors, and educated townspeople, not just clergy and nobility. Vernacular printing exploded, works printed in German, French, and English rather than just Latin. The Bible, once exclusively read by priests who interpreted it for the masses, became available to anyone who could read. This shift terrified the authorities. Knowledge, they realized, was becoming uncontrollable. The Protestant Reformation couldn't have happened without the printing press. Martin Luther's 95 Theses, posted in 1517, were translated into German and printed. Within weeks, copies had spread across Europe. What might have been a local church dispute became a continent-wide movement. Luther himself understood this power. He published more works than any author of his time, using the press as a weapon against the Catholic Church. The printing press didn't cause the Reformation, but it weaponized it. Scientific revolution followed. Copernicus, Galileo, Newton, they could circulate their ideas in print, accumulate feedback from other scientists, and build on each other's work across continents. Printing meant that a discovery in Italy could reach England within months instead of years or decades. It created the infrastructure for modern science, peer review, citation, replication, and collaborative knowledge building. The scientific method itself became possible at scale. But the printing press also enabled propaganda and misinformation on an unprecedented scale. Suddenly, false information could spread as fast as true information. Witch hunt pamphlets, conspiracy theories, and inflammatory political tracts flooded Europe. Sound familiar? The first information revolution brought not just enlightenment, but also the first viral misinformation crisis. This tension between democratized knowledge and democratized falsehood is still at the heart of how we consume information today. The printing press transformed power itself. Information had been a form of monopoly controlled by the church and state. Once printing distributed that monopoly, authority had to shift. Governments couldn't manage public opinion the way they once could. Literacy rates climbed. Newspapers emerged. Coffee houses became places where printed material was discussed and debated. Democracy itself became possible because informed citizens could debate shared information. The printing press didn't create modernity, but it enabled it. Gutenberg's printing press was the first technology to truly democratize information, and it set a pattern we're still living through today. Each new information technology disrupts power, spreads knowledge, enables progress, and unleashes both wisdom and chaos. From Gutenberg to the internet, the story is one of humanity's struggle to manage the consequences of shared knowledge. If you enjoyed this video, smash the like button and subscribe so you never miss a video like this one.